This episode of Tailgate Talks is brought to you by Blanca. Tune in live to interact with the hosts on Wednesday nights, 6:30 Central, at www.twitch.tv/BlancaOG. Hope you enjoy the show.
All right, guys, what's up? Here we are, week 21. We're live. This is episode 21 of the Tailgate Talks podcast. Here with Dustin and Brooks. Had a great week for tech sports, so this should have a little bit more of an upbeat tone than last week. We're very sorry about that, guys, but going 0-5 was just too much for all of us. It's hard, dude. It's hard to stay upbeat and be like, and we lost this game, and this is why we lost.
It's not fun.
And
normally what I do after that amount of losses is I stay off Twitter, I get off like ESPN, I stay away from all those things. But now, because we do this, I have to like take a bath in all that crap, and it just like weighs you down.
just
terrible.
Just soak on soak of just like it was bad. Like literally, if y'all didn't catch last week's episode. Go back and listen to it, of course. But
depressing.
It was literally like, and Tech lost this game, and why did we lose this game? And Tech lost this game, and why did we? It was just sad. So we got a better one for you. We got a better one. We had a great week this week in basketball and baseball. So
undefeated this week.
Yeah, we needed it. We needed it after last week. Come on, Tech fan base. So. Just kind of want to plug all of the socials for everybody. If you're not already following us, give us a follow on Twitter. That is at tailgate_talks. We're also on Instagram and Facebook. If you want to give a follow to our personal Twitter accounts, Dustin, you can find him at DustinWimmer22. Brooks, you can find him at Calvin B. Barrett. And me, you can find me at Blanca, where the L is a 1. Lastly, as far as the plugs and everything, we have our email, which is tailgatetalkspod@gmail.com. So make sure... if you have any questions, thoughts, any ideas, anything you want us to be discussing on the show, anything to help us better, or if you're trying to send in shot bet videos that you don't want to post to social, send it to our email. That's what we have that there for. It's to help our interaction with you guys. Excuse me. So that's going to kind of wrap up all the social media plugs. I'm going to hand it over to Brooks. We have a challenge that's going to be coming around with the tournament. He's going to be describing that to us. This is going to be the Tailgate Talks bracket challenge. Brooks, tell him the details as far as what we're going to be doing for this.
Yes, sir. Everybody knows what month it is. It is March, which brings on the madness. So this year, we're going to do a Tailgate Talks bracket challenge. All right, we're going to do it on ESPN. Everybody join in. We're going to fill out a bracket, and you can compete against each one of us here in the Tailgate Talks crew. So you can pick the best bracket's going to win the grand prize. Second and third place will also get prizes. So be on the lookout. Once the bracket gets set, we'll really start sending out those invitations. We already got the group made on ESPN. So if you want to be a part of it, message us on any social medias. If you listen to us and aren't really on social media and you know us personally, text us. Or we gave out our email, tailgatetalkspod@gmail.com. Email us, and we'll make sure that you get invited to that bracket. We'll let out all the details once that bracket gets set on Selection Sunday on what everything you have to do to join, because it will be a private group. You will have to have a password to get in, and it is one bracket per person, so you can't enter multiple brackets on this. But it will be a $20 entry fee for you to join. But it'll be a good prize for first, second, and third. Each person who places will win a Tailgate Talks, Tailgate Crasher t-shirt. And there'll be other financial incentives in there. So we want everybody to get in on this. If you know people who like filling out brackets, get them to join or give everybody an opportunity. And then either Sunday night or Monday night. We don't have the date figured out yet for us, but after the bracket is locked, we will go live on Twitch and pick the Tailgate Talks official bracket. That'll include all three of us picking it. We're going to go through each game. If we all three agree on the team, that team automatically moves on. If we have any discrepancies between the teams, we will have a showdown that determines who moves on. So it's kind of out of our hands at that point. And so we'll go through the bracket, and that's how that will get picked. And so you'll be going up against that one. And then Dustin, Arlie, and myself will all have our own individual brackets. So we're going to try to make this a big thing. So we want you all to enjoy this and join us. We love March. We missed it last year. So, get in on this. We'll be promoting it throughout the next couple of weeks.
That was really good. Honestly, I'm finding out about some of this at the same time y'all are. I knew we were going to be doing a bracket thing, but I didn't know all the details of it. I'm liking it, Brooks. I like the whole setup of it. Guys, so again, $20 to come in, right?
And $20 entry. We will send out our Venmos. It'll, me, Dustin, and Arlie will send out our Venmos when we get, closer to it. If you want to do it now, email us, text us, DM us, and we can get you one of our Venmos, whoever personally with this podcast or whoever you follow personally. And we can get that for you. And, $20 entry, and that all goes to the pot. And then, winner will take the grand prize. Second place will get next, and third place will get something. So
I'm for it.
It's always fun.
It's a reason to get together, obviously.
Yeah.
Since even though we live in Texas and the limitations are about to be lifted, it's an excuse for us to get together from afar and not have to risk, I guess, going to a bar to do this. I like the idea. So far, that is a great plan. I'm definitely digging it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun for this NCAA tournament. And I believe next week is going to be our NCAA bracket episode, isn't it?
Roger's already got the Venmo.
No, the following. Cool. Yeah, next week we'll be doing our Big 12 conference tournament, which is stupid preview. And it's the following week. So it's March 14th, I think, is the actual day that the selection Sunday. So March 14th that night, or March 15th, we'll do our little Twitch thing. Okay. But then the tournament starts March 18th. So you'll need to have your bracket turned in by tip off of the first game.
So we'll probably get ours done either that night or Monday, the 15th. Just that way we'll give everybody else a shot at being able to fill out their bracket and join the prize pool, giving you a shot at some money and a free entry into the Tailgate Crashers.
Yeah. And if y'all have ideas on how for us to determine the showdowns in that bracket, send them, because we want it to be as out of our hands as possible. So if you have any good ideas, we thought of rolling dice against each other, trying to figure that out. Or Arlie has some marble race that he can do that can determine. So we're looking for ideas. If you are intrigued by this and have an idea for determining the outcomes of those games, send them to us.
Yep. I'm liking it. All right, so that's going to be fun. Be on the lookout for that next weekend, guys. So we'll have one more episode to kind of remind you all about that before we have to actually make any of these decisions. We'll talk about it next week a little bit more. So moving forward, we do have our Tailgate Talks t-shirt giveaway. That is going to be going to the one, the only, the fabulous Jeanette, Brooks' own. We didn't have a lot of shares as much as as many subscriptions as much as we were hoping for. But big thank you to you. Jeanette's been a big supporter of the show, big follower of the show, big fan of the Brooks. And so
she likes you and Dustin more, but
I don't know why. I'm horrible.
She's always ridiculing me after she leaves.
That's her job, all right? She's gonna give us praise because she doesn't know us. She's
coaching you harder.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's it. All right. She's pushing you to be the better podcaster. But thank you, Jeanette, for everything you've done. Big shout out to you. Honestly, all the love and support.
Love you.
We all do, but not like the same way. But
ways.
we all love you, Jeanette. So big shout out to you. Thank you very, very much for everything you've done. And so welcome to the Tailgate Crashers. You're already obviously part of it, but this is your official moment of entry. You got your shirt coming to you. Brooks would probably have that on hand, and you could probably even get that by tomorrow. But anyways, thank you very much. This week's giveaway. So we're going to be doing, we're going to kind of make it a little bit simpler than last week's. And we're just going to be literally sharing the podcast on any social medias and tagging us in the post. So we're going to want you to, we're going to put up the post on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and then once you hit that repost or that share button, and then you tag us in that will enter you for next week's drawing for the t-shirt giveaway. And if we have enough people, we might do the little marble race thing that Brooks was talking about to make it interesting as far as who wins the prize pool. We'll have some fun with it. But that's gonna be next week's episode. Again, we post our podcast every Friday for people to listen to, so that is on Spotify and iTunes. But if you don't have either one of those for any reason, we also post the episodes onto the YouTube page, and that one doesn't have a big following yet, but I do have those posted on YouTube literally every week. So that way, if you ever want to watch the VOD of the actual episode itself, that's available to you as well. But again, any simple retweet or share on social media, and you'll be entered for that for the drawing for next week.
Yep.
All right. So I think we kind of wrapped up the opener. Hello, everybody on Instagram. Thank you all for hanging out. And we got some people in the Jillian and Raja over in the chat as well. Had to fly all the way out to Texas. She had to fly out to Texas to get her shirt.
Yeah, it's hard work.
That's an expensive ass shirt. Oh man. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We had a great week of Texas Tech sports, as we were talking about earlier. This is Tailgate Talks Club Red. I just noticed the Savannah Banana shirt. I was loving it.
The hat?
Yeah. Roger was talking about it earlier. He said Savannah Bananas. I was like, oh, shit. Okay.
Go Bananas. It's my favorite baseball team.
Dustin, you better at them after.
I think you should. I just like them because of the whole uniform thing and how it like starts off green at the beginning of the season and then slowly gets to brown.
They got brown ones. They got yellow ones. They got
the kilts.
They got
They got kilts.
Space coach.
They wear kilts in some games. Yeah, they're a very entertaining Twitter follow.
Yeah. I am a small fan of the Macon Bacon.
Nope.
Yep.
We are anti-making bacon podcast.
I just like the name.
They're our rivals.
You hear that, Macon Bacon? Anti.
All the way.
Send us some gear, Savannah Bananas. We'll rep you.
Oh, absolutely. Actually, fuck the Macon Bacon. If y'all are rivals, then I'll absolutely take the Savannah Bananas. I am not faithful at all.
I'm gonna clip this and at Savannah. So.
Please do. So guys, excellent week of Texas Tech sports. As we were talking about earlier, Texas Tech takes the sweep from UT. Love it. Brought out my broom for it. I was sitting there clapping and yelling downstairs, horns down, all of it. Don't care. Don't care how what is it, politically incorrect they tried to make that. Fuck them.
Conduct.
Whatever it is. Yeah, they tried to make it unsportsmanlike conduct for doing horns down during a game. Like, really? Been doing it for 100 years and now it's a problem? Okay. So great win over UT there. That was honestly, I loved every bit of that game. It never felt out of control. There were moments where UT was kind of coming back and you're like, oh shit, Tech is going to do it again. They're not closing out. And they just kind of kept their distance and kept that little bit of a lead there. Dustin, thoughts, opinions? What did you think about this game against UT? How do you feel about the sweep? Give me something here. What do you think, man?
Well, I didn't get to watch most of the game. I was traveling this weekend.
That's
so
fine.
I was literally driving during the game. I watched a little bit of it during lunch. So, yeah, kind of he said, it didn't seem like we were ever out of it like we had been doing in a lot of games. So that's nice to see, especially in back-to-back games now from the other game this week. So things are starting to look up. Maybe we're starting to get rolling, but for more details, Brooks can hammer those.
Brooks, I guess we'll go to Brooks's big brain on the basketball knowledge. So what did we do differently this week from past weeks that it like really was kind of our change? And where was the adjustment? Because UT is still a good basketball team. I don't want to like downplay the sweep at all. they're a tough basketball team to play. We beat them by 9, and we complete the sweep for the season. What adjustments did you see made from Texas Tech to give us this win and be able to kind of keep a consistency throughout an entire game, basically?
Yeah, I was in the building for this game. This is the last game I will attend for this season. So it was fun to walk out of the stadium for the last time with a dub in a season sweep of Texas. The second time we've done that in the last 3 years.
Take it.
This was pretty much a carbon copy of every Tech game. Like we mentioned, slow start, got back into the game, had a good start to the second half, had a nice lead, felt comfortable, let them back in the game, and then we took over down the stretch. That was the difference. Down the stretch, our defense was locked down.
Yeah.
We forced some turnovers. We got some blocks, and we got guys to the free throw line. We made some free throws. We had Chibuzo Agbo with 2 huge free throws, and that guy doesn't play a lot of minutes, but Beard had him out there after the game, walking him around with his hands up like that dude had the game of his life, because he did hit 2 clutch free throws when I think we had just missed 3 of 4 free throws. He put him specifically for one job, to get the ball and make a couple free throws, and he did that. And that's why this is what me and a couple of the buddies we sit with were talking about. This is why I love Beard. He's there. He's the first one to be on your ass, and he's the first one to make you feel like you're the best basketball player in the world after you do exactly what he tells you. And that's how he was after that game. It was a fun game. It was nice to see us separate for a little while, have Texas come back and figure out a way to win that game, make the key plays down the stretch to come out on top. It's just one of those things. It just feels like every game we're in the same situation. And so nice to see us finally figure it out. But yeah, good, solid win. Everybody played well from, my perspective. There wasn't anybody who I was really like, that guy didn't have that good of a game. Kyler played well. Mac had his moments. Terrence Shannon Jr. was having a dunk contest with himself.
Yeah, he was. I saw a few of those.
Yeah, the refs didn't fuck us over. So, it was a very, very fun game to be at. The crowd was fun. It's fun to sweep Texas. And then, look at some of their dudes on their side. Courtney Ramey, number 3 from their team, guy who was talking mad shit in the first game. He was 1 for 10. He was god awful that
6
game.
points.
And I was having a hell of a time yelling at him. Matt Coleman, number 2, he had a really strong end of the first half that tied the game. And then after that, he was trash. So a lot of their dudes, they like to chirp a lot, some of their dudes, and they just were awful in the second half, which was really fun. And a lot of fans let them know it. So good win.
Good win.
Fuck you, Texas. Suck it.
Explicit for the week again. Sorry, Mom.
Sorry, Mom, but it's Texas.
Nah, it's fine.
Texas.
We beat UT. I'm happy about it. I'm actually ecstatic about that win. Shaka Smart.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Didn't change shit. So
he's like a child out there, literally, like a child.
It looks goofy on him. It really does. It looks really weird. So obviously, great win there. We needed a good win against the top 15 team, which is going to help us a little bit down the road here to kind of reestablish ourselves in the Big 12. I mean, obviously, we have, I think, one of the most top-heavy divisions in all of NCAA. Like, literally 7 ranked teams, and we're the lowest one.
We got 2 really stacked conferences.
Like, it's insane. And so we'll see how it plays out come the tournament and how much validity they're going to add to that. But so far, this season has been very, very top heavy, and not really top, like 7 teams out of 10 that are ranked in the top 20. Like,
they were talking.
Everybody keeps beating everybody. There's no consistency.
Yeah.
Besides Baylor taking 3 weeks off, between everybody else, you got everybody beating everybody. So it's pretty crazy.
It's hard. It's very,
very
they were
difficult. Talking on the broadcast of the TCU game last night, saying that we could finish 7th or we could finish 4th in the Big 12 in these next couple games. Like, that's just how how crazy this conference is.
Insane. Good to see, though. I mean, I'm liking it, and I'm liking that Texas Tech is in that conversation. And obviously, again, hats off to Chris Beard for making us part of that conversation each year that he's been coaching. So we're going to jump to the next game and just kind of quickly touch base on that one. It's the TCU. It's one of the makeup games that we needed to have done. We still have one more against them. No, they're not rescheduling the other one.
We only got one of the.
Okay, that's a bummer. That would have been another.
Could have been another easy.
Another good little buffer, right? But this game, front to end, I mean, at the very beginning, like within the first 5 minutes, it looked like, okay, maybe this is going to be a little bit competitive. Way to play down to the competition, Tech. And then they started kind of pulling away, and then they kept it away. And I was keeping an eye on the score. I wasn't able to watch the game, but I had it pulled up on the GameCast thing. And as after that 5-minute mark, the game was ours. Like I wasn't worried about that at all. Dustin, did you get a chance to watch this one? It sounded like you were a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. So thoughts, input. What are you liking out of this game versus a lot of the other ones that should have been easy wins like this?
Well, it was nice to finally get a relaxing, fun, entertaining game and win. Like, just sit back and just watch the game and not like ever worry. Like, it was fun.
So great.
It looked like Tech of old. I mean, our defense was suffocating.
Yeah.
Even when we had the guys 6 through 11 in the game, they were still suffocating and still scoring points. I mean, to hold a team to 49 points in the conference is kind of ridiculously good. I was really hoping down the stretch, don't hit 50, just hold them under 50.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the number that looks good. 49, like to win by 20.
Yeah.
And
it's big time.
The guy we've been talking crap about for so long finally showed up. Mr. Pump Fake himself stopped pump faking, and look what happened. He got aggressive. He shot, 7 for 8?
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah.
3 for 4 from
8,
3.
4 or 5 from 3.
4 or 5.
4 or 5.
I have it pulled up.
Yeah.
So 20 points from Kyler. He finally showed up. Must have been the gray uniforms he loves or something. I don't know.
4 or 5.
TCU, I think he just wants to go off against TCU.
But it was also good in this kind of game that Beard spread the minutes out and got guys 6 through 11 or 7 through 12. Lots of minutes. I mean, besides our usual 6 guys that play a lot, we still had Tyreek with 14, Agbo with 12.
No.
Benson with 10 minutes and Vlad with 7 minutes. I mean, you got
nobody with over 30.
Everybody a lot of good minutes. So it was awesome to get them spread out and get them good experience, because those guys are going to be your guys come 2 years down the road. So it was nice, and the points were spread out. That was lovely. I mean, besides Kyler going off, you had McCullers with good contributions, PV with good contributions, TJ with good contributions. It was nice to get everybody involved, suffocate the defense again. I'm glad TCU could help us out and get right back on track with a good dub.
It was a great win, and I was looking at that actually on the stat line. Texas Tech, all players under 30 minutes, and the other part that you had mentioned was the defense being on point. Literally, only one player hit double digits on TCU. That was it. I don't even know this guy's name.
Nemhard.
He only had 10.
He had 10. Everybody else under 10. Like, hats off to the defense on this one. Brooks, thoughts, opinions, big brain knowledge. What you got for us on this one? I mean, obviously, I saw your tweets. You were excited that we actually had an easy win, that we got to coast through one. What were your feelings about the TCU game, man?
Yeah, Dustin pretty much covers it there. Like, these are all the same things that I was going to point out. It's just, it was a little bit of a slow start. We had a very rare 6-point possession, and from that point of the game, it was awesome. Like over. You don't see a lot of those, so that was really fun. But it was fun to watch Kyler. That's my main takeaway on this, and kind of what I'm looking at going forward is Kyler looked like a completely different Kyler than we've seen all year. He was pulling up transition threes. He took a heat check shot from like NBA range. Like, where the hell has this guy been? It was fun to watch him like that. I saw RC Maxfield. He's a guy who does a little tech radio here and there. He was like, I had flashbacks to the 2019 Kyler, the freshman Kyler, and that's pretty much an accurate way of describing his game. It just felt like he was confident. He felt sure in whatever shot he was taking. It was fun to watch. Can we get that Kyler going forward? Everybody today on the Twitter is like, it's March Kyler. It's March Kyler. I would have loved to see January, February Kyler, but hey, if we can get it all in March when it matters, like this team's different with him like that, because all the focus doesn't have to go to Mac. All the focus doesn't have to go to TJ Shannon. He is good enough. This is our issue with him is we know he's good enough to be a 20-point scorer because we've seen his shot. We know it freaking almost goes in 50-something% of the time when he shoots it. We just want him to have that confidence that he had because it gives us a whole other dimension on offense. It propels us because Mac only had 4 points. Shannon only had 8, I think, right? So,
yes.
Like it was fun to. Yeah. I just think like if we're gonna have a run in March, it's gonna need to be this Kyler. We're gonna need to have him being like, I'm gonna drop like 20 on you tonight.
Well, and okay, so both y'all played a bunch of basketball. Tell me if I'm wrong about this because I know it was very similar in baseball and soccer that I played. Going into a game with confidence about your ability, about your shot, about your handles, about everything. Big fucking deal, right? I mean, going in with knowing that you can make it or knowing that you're going to hit that shot, just even the slightest bit of hope that every one of them is going to go in or you're going to find it at some point in that game is huge. I didn't play basketball to any degree that I believe both of y'all played, but I know for me, like in soccer, going on the field, if I knew that I was gonna just destroy everybody in front of me, it was gonna change my game for that entire game. And so, I think Kyler Edwards might have been missing some of these baby buffer games to help his rest of the season in a little bit of a confidence booster. No?
Yeah. Well, no, I agree with what you're saying. Like confidence translates in every sport, right?
Yeah.
But the thing that's been Kyler's issue is he hasn't necessarily been shooting the ball bad.
Shot selection.
He's just not taking a lot of shots, and his shot selection, like he pump fakes out of a lot of great shots.
That's a lack of confidence, though. You pump fake because you don't think you're going to make it.
Yeah. Well, it's a lack of confidence, but it's still like he I think you look at his last few games, his percentages aren't bad. He's been making the shots that he's taking. He's just taking them at a limited number.
Right.
And he needs to be taking more because he is like, I think he's your best 3-point shooter by far, I think. And that's where
statistically is your best 3-point shooter, even though Mac has shot it more. That's because he's willing to shoot it more.
Yeah.
Well,
if he had Mac's mentality,
percentage if you shoot it more, but hey, we want him to shoot it more.
Yeah. I just that's just kind of my feeling or my take on it. I think we've missed out this season on a lot of these buffer games. We should have had we're about to have another game against Iowa State, but then we should have had another buffer game with TCU. And I think with more of these throughout the season sprinkled in, he gets that feel back. He gets that flow back.
Yeah.
You get that positioning, that rhythm. You're like, oh, dude, I know this one every day. Like baseball, the ball slows down. You can see the fucking seams on the thing. You're going to rip you're going to rip the casing off the ball.
But he had a good game against Texas. There was one possession in the Texas game, like I want to bring out. He gets the ball in the corner and has wide open, and he does Dustin's favorite thing. He pump fakes.
Yeah.
And he had a wide open 3, and now the guy's in position. And like I'm in the crowd, I'm like, shoot it, Kyler. And the guy puts his hand down, and then Kyler shoots it, and he makes the 3.
Yeah.
And you're just like, it's just like, man,
shoot it when you have the distance.
Yeah. Just like, but understand you're a damn good 3-point shooter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I just wish he had that confidence because I think that's the frustration every Tech fan has with him. It's like, we know he is a good shooter. We've seen it. We've been in those moments with him, and there's nobody on the 3-point line I trust more than when he's shooting it this year.
Absolutely.
And I just that's what I think all of us collectively want him to believe is like, just shoot it, man. Let it rip because I'll take 1 or 2 misses from you.
Yeah.
Like it's not a bad shot if you're shooting it.
Here it is. Let's see. Oh, the kick out. They try to make it, and then it goes off the backboard, and then one more, and then it gets tipped out, and then he's just out there, drain it.
Volleyball.
Yeah.
Kind of
That's
money.
Good. That's good play. But that's what we should have been seeing from him, like kind of all along. It's just take the wide open three. Don't.
Yeah, and then he had later.
Don't just sit on it.
Yeah, later he had like a transition pull-up three. Like could have gone to the, for a layup, but he just caught it, shot it mid-transition, buried it. So, and it was like, yes, let's go. Give me that.
I hope we see more from that out of him. Roger said Dustin failed to mention the Vlad.
I was waiting until we finished to talk about him.
Okay. All right, this is your Vlad moment.
Shout out Vlad. He got some good minutes and scored 2 points. Vlad.
Yeah, did he
had
only
a
have
steal?
2?
Hell yeah, he did. He had a rebound, a steal.
I can't wait to see more from that guy. I don't know why. It's just something fun about seeing a 7-foot white dude. But
it was fun seeing the crowd get like super lit, and then Beard, like you could audibly hear Beard yell Vlad, and it was a cool moment. It was a cool moment.
I like it, man. So the upcoming games we have. This is going to be the last 2 games for the regular season for Texas Tech. We have Iowa State on Thursday. So in between the live recording and when the episode is going to be released on Friday is going to be the Iowa State game. That's going to be tomorrow night. Make sure you tune in for that if you don't have any plans. This should be a win, but Iowa State, I think.
If you're
any wins this year, we better win this.
Yeah.
If
you're listening on Friday, what a great win that was against Iowa State. We dominated that one.
We smoked them last time. But
another great Kyler game. Yes.
Hopefully we. In all honesty, I really do hope we see a good Kyler Edwards game out of this. Just because
more Vlad this game.
Again, a McClung dribbling in and then a kick out to Edwards for a 3. I mean, what else could you hope for out of an offense? So hopefully that goes well. The main game that we need to be on the lookout for, and hopefully we expose these little baby bears as frauds. I don't know. I just want to see them lose more. They punked out of like half their schedule. They go to overtime with West Virginia, which we can talk about in a second.
That was a great game.
We can talk about that in a second. But we have the Baylor game on Sunday. That's gonna be our shot bet for this game or for this week or one of them. Do we have a second? I didn't look ahead.
The second will be the All-Star game.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I guess. I've never liked the All-Star game. So the first shot bet game though is going to be
interesting.
Yeah, I guess.
We don't even know what the teams are yet.
Nobody knows who's going to be playing, and it's always 140 to 138. Like it's.
That's a low scoring one, dude.
Yeah, I know. I was just trying to exaggerate and under-exaggerate it somehow. So we have the Baylor on Sunday. Again, number 3 Baylor. They recently lost to who was it? Kansas, and then they went into overtime with West Virginia. So that's going to be our shot bet game for this week. Man, do we want to place the bets now, or we want to save it for the shot bet section?
Yeah, let's do it.
Fuck. I don't know who I want. Dustin, go first.
Well, I'm going with us, obviously. I'm going to go down with the ship.
Yep.
But we played them close last time, and we weren't even playing that good. It just comes down to we can play hard defense, and our defense is getting really, really good right now. And 3 weeks off for them really hurt. You can tell they're struggling this week. So maybe we're catching them at a good time. I know they got another game, I think, tomorrow on Thursday night to make up, but also maybe they'll get fatigued out of how many games they're playing in a row. But I think we're catching them at a good time coming off this break. So hopefully we can go down there and put it on them, give them another loss. I just hate Baylor.
They got Oklahoma State on
Oklahoma
tomorrow?
State's
Thursday.
good, dude.
Yeah, Oklahoma State's a sleeper team. Like honestly, I was sleeping on them early on in the season. I wish I hadn't. No, not anymore. But early on in the season, I was like, oh, this will be fun.
Cunningham 6'8".
Yep.
He's what?
He's
6'8".
He's
Where did you hear that?
6'7".
6'8", not 6'7".
Not 6'9".
Ran for Schilla 85 times last week.
In case y'all missed it, that the last time Tech played them, he would not shut up about him the entire game. 6'8". Just like TJ Basher.
Bro.
Anyways, they're playing They're playing Oklahoma State in between the game. That might be a little bit of a help to beat them up a little bit or soften them up before our game. Brooks.
Yeah, come on, Oklahoma State. Wear them out a little bit.
I hope so.
I'm with Dustin. I'll die before I pick Baylor ever.
Yeah.
I would rather die first, but screw that university, shady ass university.
They piss me off so bad.
But yeah, give me Texas Tech. I actually feel pretty good about this one for some reason, and a lot of it's some of the points that Dustin's brought out. It's there that they took 3 weeks off, and it looks like maybe we've started to figure it out. I don't know. Hopefully, we've said this before, and things haven't panned out. But
yeah,
if you get the same Kyler and you play this defense you played the last couple games,
we'll see.
we got a good shot.
I was looking at this game honestly, and stat for stat, we're just as good as Baylor. Yeah. Like our best players against their best players, you see just as good, if not better. I think the only better thing that I think they had was their assist leader was at 5.6. We have Kyler with 2.8, but otherwise, like, we out rebound them. Our scores right behind them at 16-3. They're at 16-9. Like, they're
yeah, but the team stats are where it gets a little right?
off, but again, competitive. Like, look, we beat them in blocks. We're 2 off the steals. They've scored more points, but we have kind of a similar point against. Field goal percentage is not too far off. I just think that, like, there is that shot, and I do feel like Texas Tech has a shot at winning this game. Obviously, we're going to be sweeping the Texas Tech side of the shot bets on this one. I don't think anybody should ever vote for Baylor unless you went to Baylor and are kind of ignorant to how much of a dickhead program they run for sports. They do, dude. They don't care. They don't care about their student body. They don't care about how many rules or laws they break as long as they get wins. And so they don't give 2 shits what they do outside of it. I think it's a horribly run athletic program, and anybody that agrees to go there should know that about them. But anyway, I'm gonna stop on this tangent.
Retweet.
I will say that till the day that I die. Like after what our Bryles did.
I think me and Dustin are fully 100% on with that.
Just go back through my Twitter feed and find
bro. They just honestly, like, I don't get disgusted by an athletic program.
Handle COVID worse than literally every school in basketball.
Bro, they were being shitty about COVID. They're being shitty about their game schedules. Like, whatever. We're gonna move on. So clean sweep from us for Texas Tech. All 3 of us picking Tech. Obviously, nobody here is going to pick Baylor. So let's hope we get that win. We bring that back. We knock them down a little bit of a peg right before the Big 12 tournament. That doesn't matter. And then we hopefully kind of bruise their little ego before the actual tournament comes around. So next thing that we need to talk about is Texas Tech baseball coming back. After a very rough start to the season. They went 0-3 against 3 very, very good SEC baseball teams. And they sweep Houston Baptist. And then they go with the midweek sweep of Texas Southern. Did y'all get a shot at watching? Yeah, y'all did. Y'all went to a game and then went straight to baseball, right? Or was that just Brooks?
Yeah, that was me.
Okay, so what was the vibe, man? How did it feel out there, though? Like, how were we looking? How are you feeling about our Texas Tech baseball guys?
I mean, yeah, obviously it was a huge drop in competition this week, which is why you won. But I mean, this was the weekend where you're supposed to handle your business right and kind of win, and you won the way that you're supposed to. You won your Friday game and it only took you 7 innings because they were like, all right, let's end this shit. The Saturday game was a little closer. We only won like 8-1. But it's that kind of feel good week. It get your bats going. You had a lot of dudes going off. Jace Young hit 5 home runs in the last 5 games. He had 2 today, and then he had one that hit the freaking big monster wall in middle of center field. That would have been his 3rd if he hit it anywhere else in the park. He was on a tear. So yeah, this was the confidence booster you needed. Your pitching was good, your hitting was good. you played the bases,
That's what I noticed.
like the
Pitching
field
was
clean.
really good this
Yeah.
weekend. You had guys going. I think what our Saturday guy went 7 innings, 2 hits, no.
Yeah,
runs.
Monteverde went 7.
One of the other guys, but like you had really solid outings from the pitching staff to go along with all the bombs they were hitting. So
yeah, and even today's game, like our starter, I didn't even know who our starter was, but he came out and he walked the first 2 guys and then balked and had runners on third and second in the first inning with no outs, and then proceeded to strike out the next 3 batters. So these are like kind of things you want to see from your guys. Go handle the business against the team you're supposed to be, and that's what they did. So, back in the win column.
Yeah, Chase Hampton, 3 innings, 4 strikeouts.
Mm-hmm.
So very, very pitching's looking very good, even though it's expected to, since we're like 30 deep on the pitching staff.
Yeah, you threw a lot of guys today. I saw. I think you were just trying to give you were in command. Time. Pretty much, like you had an 8-run second inning today, so you're just like let's just get as many guys in there as we can, and you pitched a shutout 15-0 today in 7 innings. So
they're trying to get some game time for their guys. I'm sure that with many people, they need to kind of rotate early on, especially on the farm games where you're going to get a win. Try and get some actual game time with those guys in. So I see it happening. I'm not too surprised, especially with Tadlock, how much he already likes to rotate pitchers even for left and right-handed batters.
Yeah. We'll just have to see what this team is like once we get back into stiffer competition. But
so we got a fun weekend ahead for Texas Tech baseball. We have the Shriners Hospital for Children College Classic coming up this weekend. That's going to be in Houston at Minute Maid Park. I might try and go to that. I might try and go. I don't know.
You probably can.
Yeah, no, I might actually try and go out to that. I'll let y'all know if I do. That way I can get the feeds going for it. So Friday they're going to be playing Texas State, blah blah. Saturday they're going to be playing Sam Houston State, and Sunday they'll be playing Texas A&M Corpus Christi. So kind of be on the lookout for those. Those are going to be all on AT&T Sportsnet Southwest. 7 p.m. Fridays, 3 p.m. Saturday, 11 a.m. Sunday. The next game after that will be the Gonzaga series. Before we will be meeting up with each other again. I believe that's on the 12th.
Yeah.
Oh no, we're gonna meet up. We're gonna. Oh no, 9th. Sorry, 9th and 8th, 9th and 10th. So that's gonna be against Gonzaga. It's gonna be in Lubbock. March 9th and March 10th. It's gonna be next Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Anything about this that we should be worried about with Gonzaga? I don't think so. They're not really a baseball school.
Let's just get 5 more dubs.
Yeah, so just 5 more dubs. Sweep. Hopefully we sweep the College Classic in Houston this weekend, and then we come back home to sweep Gonzaga as well. But it's some good stuff to see from Texas Tech baseball. I love it. I love seeing it back. I saw the tweet out today, like trying to encourage students to come with backpacks and everything. Like literally just come hang out, guys. Come watch the games.
Yeah.
And I've always liked that about them.
The atmosphere there Saturday was fun. It was a good crowd. The weather was perfect. It was fun. It was a good game. So yeah, it was a really nice doubleheader, Saturday, a little sweep of Texas and then go check out baseball. I like it. That's the old days, man. That's the old pre-COVID days. I missed having that. So it was nice.
Which one of these do you think would be the better game to go to in Houston? Do you know? I don't know anything about these programs.
Sam Houston State's a pretty good little baseball school.
They usually make it to the tournament and end up playing us half the time.
Our recent history with them is they knocked us out of the tournament last time I think we faced them. So
really, I don't remember that.
Might be a little bit of a revenge game.
I hope so. All right, I might go check that out on Saturday then. 3 p.m. game's not hard to go to either. It might be good. That might be actually a lot of fun. So that's going to kind of wrap up our Texas Tech portion of the show. Obviously, great week. Texas State just lost to UT 10-3. Yeah, so I'm probably going to go watch the Sam Houston game then. But great week for Texas Tech sports. Obviously, basketball is kind of looking a little bit better this week. Yeah, there were some fluff games in there with TCU, and then obviously the big win with the sweep against UT. And then again, Texas Tech baseball is coming back around and looking in good form. I think we just faced three very good teams at the start of the season, and
Top 5.
yeah, easily. And so I just think we needed a little bit more time to kind of mesh together, and I look forward to facing them again later on in the season or in the World Series. So that's gonna wrap up the Club Red portion of the show. We're at the 40-minute mark already. We talked a little bit about this one. So we're gonna jump into Tailgate Talk shot bets. We're
going streaky! Yeah!
I swear, man, sometimes that button works perfectly. Sometimes it's like, oh, I lost the file that's in the same spot as all the other ones. So shot bets. This week we had our first shot bet, which was Texas versus Texas Tech. We talked about it a little bit earlier. All three of us ended up picking Texas Tech to sweep UT. So all of us extremely ecstatic about that. Shaka's new haircut didn't help him. Horns down. Love it. So none of us owe a shot bet for this one with the TTU over UT win. Did we get anybody that actually bet on UT for that one? Did you see?
Wilson.
Wilson did?
Wilson obviously doesn't listen enough to realize he should vote for Tech.
Oh, Wilson. Shame. No, all right, man. Let's see that shot bet video. Send that to us, all right? Second one, I didn't get a chance to watch the game. I saw the final score, and I was like, oh, that's kind of a weird finish.
Kawhi left the game early. That's why this happened.
So why? That's like, I literally hate the NBA. Like little parts of me hates the NBA so much right now just because of that. Second shot bet game was the Clippers versus the Celtics. Me and Brooks here picked the Clippers. Dustin picked the Celtics. I think he reluctantly picked the Celtics though. If I remember pretty well. You're like,
all that matters.
I don't want to do
11
this.
Of the
This
last
is a
12.
dumb.
The train keeps rolling. Let's go.
You didn't want to pick them yourself, and then we were like, bro, stick with your team, go down with the ship, and then you're like, I guess.
I won. Let's go.
Yeah, peer pressure.
I saw like four minutes into the game, Kawhi left, and I was like, but it was still a close game.
Dustin won that game because of me and Brooks. We're gonna add an asterisk to that one, like he took steroids or something.
That's fine. Asterisk wins.
Asterisk win. Okay, so
Paying it off with my new Tailgate Talk shot glass.
Oh man, I don't have any
a little screwball.
While y'all do that,
I got a little bit of vino. I'm with you. Clink.
We did have 3 people vote for Texas in that game. Alex Start, my buddy Starty Bud.
Okay.
Alex Rael from Chimmy's.
Oh, no way. Why did she pick?
She took hers, though. We took plenty of them Saturday night.
Is she a UT fan?
No. She's probably just making dumb bets.
Okay. All right. Damn, Alex.
Hey, one of our shirt given out last week for betting on like one of our shot bet polls.
Yeah.
Was given to a Texas Tech fan who voted on Kansas in the shot bet game. So,
I guess it happens. I guess it happens. Ugh. Okay. So, for those that lost this bet, for those that bet on UT, make sure you send us those videos, as well as if you bet with us on the Clippers, tag us in the video. And again, if you don't want to post it or you don't feel like drinking alcohol, it's fine. Just email that to us if you don't want to put it on your social media page for work or whatever reason you don't want people to know that you're taking shots because of this little podcast you listen to.
We support discretion.
We will send you an unmarked box. It's okay. So that's gonna kind of wrap up. We're all back down to zeros. I couldn't take a shot because I don't have any liquor or anything, but I took a good chug of that wine right there. I'm gonna count that for tonight. So, next topic that we're going to move on to is the NFL. We're going to talk a little bit. By the way, here, hold on. Put the glass back up. We showed it before the show. Brooks got us some Tailgate shot glasses. That's awesome. Great little find there. So NFL talk. It's going to be kind of quick. We're going to talk a little bit about it. The main big news we'll discuss here in a second with the lovely Cardinals that these two love to talk about. So this is the NFL.
Are you ready for some football?
Always. So Arizona Cardinals, big news. If you haven't caught it, I think it happened today or yesterday. Was it yesterday? JJ Watt has officially signed with the Arizona Cardinals, and we have decided to dub them the Arizona Texans. I'm liking it. I'm digging the name. But once again, I think this is a big failure of a move for JJ. I thought, okay, going into this, he said, "I want to win a championship. That's what I want to do." Okay. Then where's he gonna go? Green Bay, Tampa Bay, Kansas City. That's got to be the right spots. Like, there's no other shot. Maybe some other, like, Buffalo or Saints, like a long shot, maybe. But, like, no. What does he do? He takes $15 million per year for 2 years and goes to the Arizona Cardinals. And I'm like, oh, he went for the paycheck. Okay, fuck you and wanting to go for a damn championship, you lying. And so fine. Go ahead and collect your bank. I get it. Make your money while you can, but they're not winning a championship in Arizona, and I will doubt I will ever have to eat those words, honestly, because of who Brooks right below me here is kind of laughing about. Yeah, I know.
Me?
What are these giggles about, sir? Why do you not think the Arizona Cardinals are going to win the Super Bowl next year?
Hold on. I'm just glad Arlie finally went off about a Houston.
Yeah,
yeah, I know, right?
that was fun. That was an entertaining listen right there. That
You're
was
welcome.
great.
You're welcome. It was quite the rant there. You're welcome, guys.
I'm gonna clip that and send it to you so you can post it on your socials.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm okay with it. That was because whatever. All right. So why do you think that the Arizona Cardinals are not going to win? Why is it that we all here on this podcast with this show know that they won't win a championship next year? What is it? What's the common factor?
Because we've had 8 years of Cliff Kingsbury being a head coach, and guess what, man? The dude doesn't win. He starts off the year all right. I tweeted it the other day. I was like, great, he's going to start like 4-0, 5-1 or something like that, and then end up 8-8 again. He's not a good coach, man. We all know this. We've seen it. We had 6 years of it at Tech. They've had 2 years of it at Arizona. They started off 6-2 last year and finished 8-8. Yep. They're just not a good coach team. And they had a good defense last year. Mm-hmm. They had a pretty good defense. They had a top 10 defense. So you're adding a guy who's like, he's still a pretty good. He's still a good football player. He's still somebody you want to have. But he's not the JJ Watt of 5 years ago. There's injury concerns, all this stuff. And we know Cliff Kingsbury can't coach an offense once it gets to like November. So
I like the move roster wise for them because you have good quarterbacks in the NFC West. You got Stafford down the road, and you got Russell Wilson and Jimmy Garoppolo. You got good quarterbacks and offenses to play against. So bring in
better coaches.
Now, I don't know their roster last year enough to be like, well, could they spend that money somewhere else and get better here or there? I don't know.
No, they have.
It's going to come down to who's running the show there, and
I think the only room that Arizona really has to improve, because defensively they were good, is the offensive line. I think that was a little bit shaky.
Line and receiver, they needed some people other than Hopkins. Hopkins is great, but they didn't have anybody else.
No, what's the other guy? The guy that's been there for 80 years.
Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, Fitzgerald.
Yeah, but
great fucking hands.
Yeah, but he's not Larry Fitzgerald of his prime.
No. But I mean, if you get double coverage on D-Hop, then you're gonna get an open Fitzgerald. He had a great year.
But they didn't.
I don't know.
I don't know if it was the best move for JJ though, like you were saying.
No. Absolutely wasn't.
A lot of better moves.
He went to the Bills or Packers or maybe another team that's higher up the
Bills. Realistically, if he wanted to change the franchise, Bills, Packers, and Saints. If he wanted to just ride the wave, like straight up Kevin Durant this thing, like I said last week, then go with freaking Kansas City or Tampa Bay. But like.
And like you mentioned, I don't think anybody's going to fault him for that. Like,
no.
like nobody's going to be mad at him for that. But then you go to Arizona and you're like, what the fuck are you going to Arizona for? Like, you
And
don't
then
have
you see
any
the dollar sign for why.
Yeah, you see why, but I thought he wanted to win.
Yeah.
Like he always makes himself seen as like a guy who wants to win, and now we kind of know. I think we know the real JJ Watt here is like, let's go get some money. I don't fault him. I don't fault him.
I never.
If
I never
Cliff's
fault
gonna pay
and-
that much, I love Tech fans being like, deal with it with the Cliff fucking gif. Like he's the one who did this. Like you realize he has a GM, right?
Yeah, no, he didn't do that.
Shut up, Tech fans.
Like
God
literally, I did not hear JJ Watt say one thing about, hey, yeah, I'm going there because I believe in coach.
Quit fucking acting like this is all Cliff Kingsbury. God damn it.
No,
Tech
no.
fans, quit rooting for your ex to do better without you.
I forget. I always forget that take until you bring it up. I still love it.
God, fuck those people.
Anyways, so again, I think it was a silly move. I think obviously there was 6 other teams that would have been better if he wanted to.
Yeah.
And he could have honestly probably gotten paid at some of those, somewhat similarly, like maybe $5 million less, but like $5 million is a lot of fucking money to just like be like, nah, I'm good without that. I wanted to ring.
Yeah.
Like 10 million. If he signed him for 2 years and he was going to take 20 million instead of 30, like that's a chunk of change. But then again, he's got, was it Kayla Ohai is his wife? She's a pro soccer player.
Yeah.
And so
Chicago, right?
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure he had her like whispering in his ear, like, no, we need to be like picking like the financially responsible decision for a long term, and we need to go with what's going to be like safest for us. All right, fine. I guess I get it. And
I don't want to make any assumptions on anything like that.
That's my assumption. I mean, that's kind of what I feel like. Who was it? Russell Wilson kind of did. But anyways, speaking of Russell Wilson, we'll jump to it. That's some transition skills right there. Russ is kind of did he give out actual destinations, like where he's hoping to go?
Yeah,
Raiders,
said,
Bears, Cowboys,
traded.
Dolphins.
Ooh.
But if you do, I would like to play.
He's not going to get traded if he's that passive about it. So the news is, if you haven't heard already, Russell Wilson wants out of Seattle. He's kind of done with it. We're entering this era where I guess quarterbacks mostly, or big stars, are voicing their opinion and wanting to leave franchises before their contract is up. And then again, I understand wanting to leave, but I also understand like the loyalty to the franchise and them signing you with a contract. We went on a long argument about this in our own text message chat for a while, and I was feeling like an ass, but I was like, I don't care. Like if you sign a contract, you're signing a dotted line to play for that team. But anyways.
But your argument, and then like yesterday, the Dolphins cut Calvin Noy, who signed a 4-year contract, and he was only 1 year in.
And I don't like that either.
So.
I want both sides to honor whenever there's a dotted line. Like, pay that dude for
that. But you want the player to like appease to their contract more than the franchise, because it's just.
I don't know. It's an annoying feeling for me, especially with having.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but for me, it was literally, okay, you want to talk about my off season? Really? I had 3 players that were all signed to contracts that all wanted to be out of Houston at one time. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm a little bit annoyed and biased about it, sure.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but like comparing Harden to some of these is like weird, because Harden is like a completely different situation, because he built basically what that franchise is right now. And then he wants out. So yeah, that's different. Deshaun wanting out is different than JJ Watt. All of those are different in their own sort of ways. But
yeah, but the only commonality between all 3 is that they were all still on contract for another year.
Yeah, but the franchise can fucking trade your ass, can fucking do whatever they think is best for the franchise. So why don't we afford the players the same fucking thing? Because these are these people's livelihoods, man. Their families, their kids, their kids are in schools there. And then you're just going to trade them because it benefits your franchise. Calvin Noy signs for a 4-year contract in Miami. but then they can cut him.
Yeah.
And Miami gets no look at it. But if
I've
he
never
wanted
liked that
out,
part.
he's a fucking just play your contract out, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm all for
So-
the more player empowerment that these NFL guys are getting, because for
A
so
little
the
long,
bit.
rich guys.
I just don't want it to get ridiculous.
so business heavy and roster, like the GMs and owners have so much more the power.
Yeah.
But
And
they
more
need
money.
guys who don't care.
Yeah. But
It's I think it's different for football. Like I always put football into a different perspective, because football is literally like you're almost always one play away from your career being done.
oh yeah.
So like whatever, so you know, and your career isn't long always in the NFL. It's not guaranteed. Like that's what makes Tom Brady amazing, is, you know, his career, his longevity, his ability to be this great. Like you don't have that a lot in football. So when you get the money, take it, you have to sign those contracts. But then if you're on that team that isn't going to the same goals that you are wanting, then yes, you have the right to say, hey, I want to go somewhere that has the same goals as me, that's going to protect me, that's going to help me have a longer career.
Yeah.
And I don't think Russell has felt that way. He's one of the most
he's
sacked.
He's been
No,
screwed
at
on the
this rate-
offensive line end for 10
at this
years.
rate, he's going to go
easily.
down as the
Oh,
most
yeah.
sacked quarterback in history.
Absolutely.
And some of that's on him, but
No,
like-
okay. So like again,
there's a
my-
stat out there that he has the most sacks like caused by him, like the nerd analysts have done. That like he's kept the play so long that he gets sacked. So there is some of that, but like your point probably that you're about to make is that his offensive line hasn't been good for that
It's been
too.
trash for 10 years.
It's both.
So like no. Again, I don't fault players for wanting to change their thing. My end, excuse me. My end is just like, what about the fan base that's pulling for them? What about the fan base that's buying the jerseys, that's there at the games, that's there for the sign-ins, that's there for the like
Pay his salary.
Hold on. Huh?
Y'all don't pay his salary.
Yes, they do.
Mhm.
That is literally where the money comes from to pay the salary. And so like
Man, you're
there's that aspect of it that just completely gets thrown out of the table or like to the wayside whenever they're making a lot of these decisions because they're unhappy playing in a particular place. I'm with y'all on that. I don't like them being treated like Topps play cards where the franchise can just like, well, the stats on this one over the last year suck. Like, I don't like that either. But at the same time, I like franchise loyalty to some extent, but then I'm in a weird spot. I don't know.
Yeah, you are.
I could go on for this for days, going back and forth in my own freaking head. We need to move on in the show. So, any other inputs on the NFL for right now, guys? Y'all doing okay?
Next week should get pretty wild when the new league year starts. So next week.
Oh, so next week when free agents can start signing?
Yeah,
Ooh,
it should
that's
get pretty
gonna be fun.
wild. 'Cause now guys
That'd
are
be
getting
fun.
cut.
Cool.
Trades might start happening. Could get pretty
Yeah.
So,
Should be
let's go ahead. We're gonna jump to NBA All-Star Weekend coming around. We got a little bit of our own little segment to do this with. Gonna have some fun with it. Brooks wore his brand new shirt of a goat and LeBron James, and the goat is in the mirror. So
Just two goats.
this is just two goats staring at each other.
Let's play some
So to kick off the NBA All-Star Weekend, we obviously have our win pool update that we need to be talking about. Dustin is kind of creeping up on me a little bit still. He is at 92 wins. I am in second place with 97. Brooks is still 15 games ahead. We can't bridge this gap for some reason of 15 with you at 112 wins. Again,
Well, one of my teams starts sucking, the other one steps up.
I
I got the
want
first
them- I
one.
want them
I got
all.
the
I want
Suns, second place in the West. Let's
I
go.
want them all to start being terrible. I want this to get like I want the gap to be closed so there's something to, like all three of us are like, oh no, I don't know who's gonna win. So for those that don't know already or haven't been listening to the past podcasts, basically we have a bet where the person that loses this, so the third place person, has to pay money and the other two pick what jersey he has to buy. So I don't know what these two have in plan for me. They already decided apparently as to what I would buy if I lose this bet. I haven't kind of looked at what would work for Dustin or Brooks just yet, but I kind of need to start looking at that. I don't think Brooks is going to be in any risk here, but
We don't have to discuss Brooks.
I don't think so. But Dustin will be a whole.
Me and
nother
Arlie
story.
might have to start discussing Dustin.
I have an idea for Dustin, and I think he knows what my idea is, but we'll see as we get closer. All-Star break is the halfway point of the season, so we got a little ways to go on this one. So next segment that we do need to talk about that we are going to be doing for this, which was kind of fun, in honor of the All-Star weekend, is going to be our own lists or our own rosters of all-star players that will never be all-stars. Roger said making bacon jersey. That might not be a bad one with Savannah Banana hat on.
We decided it had to be basketball though before, so.
I don't remember that. All right, that's fine.
Well, because you asked if it.
You did ask.
Because you asked
I
it.
did ask that. So in this segment, again, we're going to be doing our all-stars that will never be all-stars. So basically, we each took our own take at it. I can kick off mine if we want to kind of start this off right away.
Yeah, go ahead.
And so my take on this was these are going to be people that would be or could be all-stars at any point, but will never actually make the all-star starting team or all-star reserves. There is one exception in my list, which I'll get to that. But first one was that I was trying to talk about the other day when we were first mentioning this was Pat Beverly. That was my first one. I don't think that he'll ever make an all-star roster. He's like always the sixth man, but he's never going to get that top whatever 8 or 9 vote. He's never going to be in there. So that was my first. Second one was Eric Gordon. I think he's a great player. I think he's a great off-the-ball player. Needs a superstar to complement him a little bit in Houston to be even better. But, again, six-man type. Third one, Mike Conley. I think he's all-star quality, and he is worthy of a top 9 spot. He is worthy of it. I think he's good enough at some point. But
he's the non-all-star all-star of all
100%.
time.
But he's never going to make a top 9. He's never going to make like a starting all-star roster. Next one, and this is the one that I was talking about. He actually got some votes this year, but I don't ever see him actually starting. I think it's just kind of riding the hype train, was Alex Caruso. I don't think he's going to – I know. This is the one that I had to kind of add like a little asterisk to because he is a great player, and I know we have we have some friends over in A&M that are like, you're fucking ridiculous that are going to – if they hear this. But – I don't think that he's ever going to actually start in an NBA All-Star game or be on
he'll
the
never
reserves.
be in an All-Star game. But
yeah, but he got votes. He did. He was number 10.
He gets the fan vote. He gets.
Yeah.
He'll get the fan vote because he is one of those players that fans love.
Yeah.
But
that was my fourth person. Next one was Ricky Rubio. I really I've always wanted more out of him over the years. And he's been a good player for a long time. He was phenomenal over in Europe, and then whenever he came over, he was like the big cheese and the big talk back in 2009, I guess it was. And since I only have 4 in the East, I have one honorable mention for the West, which was my 6th, quote unquote, was JJ Redick. That was the last one. Again, good player. We'll never see an all-star starting team. So on the East side, the first one is he might see one with a blow-up season, but I don't think he'll ever actually get the popular vote enough to ever make it into one, which is Clint Capella. I think he's a phenomenal basketball player, but I don't think that he's going to ever be popular enough to get voted onto a all-star team. I told you, dude, the East was so much harder for me. The next one, Seth Curry. Again, good player, never going to see a starting team. Third one, Danny Green. I know, but all-stars because okay. I knew you were going to do something, and that's kind of why I threw it in, just for kicks. But because he's on teams that win championships, and everybody knows who the fuck he is, but he's never going to see an all-star team ever. And so, and then the last one was just kind of a last-ditch effort. Was just Robin Lopez, one of the twins, Lopez twins. I don't think he's ever going to see an all-star game. And
Goofy-looking one. He's not even that good.
I know.
He's been on and off teams for
the East was a stretch for me, dude. I was looking up and down rosters, went left and right. I couldn't find anything to finish the
Let
East
Brooks
out.
go next.
All right, Brooks, what you got?
I was going to say let Dustin go since he only has 5.
Brooks go next.
All right. So I'm going to start off with my Western Conference non-all-star all-stars. We're going to go with the captain of it, Mike Conley, like Arlie said.
Yep.
Mike Conley is going to go down. I heard Bill Simmons talking about this last week on his podcast. He was saying Mike Conley is going to always be known for like the best player to never make an all-star roster.
Yeah, probably.
And
check.
So he's on there. Another guard, and I think it's because the guy he plays with gets too much shine. It's CJ McCollum. CJ McCollum will probably never make an all-star, but he's one of the best like shooting guards in the NBA. But I think just like Dame gets so much shine there that he's always going to take it from him. I also had JJ Redick as a career achievement because I think he's a super valuable player in the NBA. If you need shooting, consistent shooting, like he's the guy that you want. Yep. He's never going to make an all-star. He's at the end of his career, but he's had a great career. And I think
until last year.
Yeah, literally. And they tried to get them there. Them in the bubble. Next, I got Serge Ibaka. He's never made an all-star game, will never make an all-star game, but he's been an all-time defensive player like 3 times in his career. He's been on a championship team, but teams with championship aspirations throughout his career. And then I have to have a Laker player in there. Montrezl Harrell, I think he is kind of like one of those new guys who's always going to – he was 6-man last year.
Yeah, he was.
He's in consideration for it this year. He comes off the bench, he puts in numbers, and he's going to have a career where it's like he's always going to put up numbers. He's going to be in 6-man consideration, but he's never going to actually make the all-star team. And then my future projection on a guy who's going to do the same, my 6-man, is Lou Dort. Lou Dort from Oklahoma City. He's going to have the same kind of career where he's going to be like a valuable winning player because of his defense and some of the things he can do offense, but he's never going to be an all-star.
Okay.
So to my Eastern Conference guys, I had Seth Curry.
I liked it, by the way. I like the West for you. Sorry.
Yeah. Thank you. My East Conference starts with Seth Curry. I think Seth Curry is a winning player. He was on the Blazers that made the playoffs. He was on the Mavs last year. Big mistake by the Mavs. Trading him because guess who they could have used this year? Seth Curry. Instead, they got Josh Richardson. Next up, he could make an all-star. I doubt it, but Fred VanVleet, Raptors. I don't think he will, but he is like the CJ McCollum in the East Conference to me. He's really good, but I don't think he's ever going to be good enough to actually make an all-star. Next up, another Sixer, Tobias Harris. Never made an all-star team, but he's still like a really, really good, solid player, but never going to take that next leap. Like we know his career. He's always going to be really good, never going to be all-star good.
Yep.
Then it got hard. I went with Marcus Smart for Boston. I think he's like a winning player, and while I still hate him for his Oklahoma State tenure, he's a good player and he contributes to winning. Like the Celtics were a lot better, and then he got hurt, and the Celtics had just been in like a free fall since. So he's there, and then Miles Turner for the Pacers is kind of like my center. He's a good defender, not really great on offense, but he's still like a winning player I think you can have on a team.
Sure.
And then my future, like my 6-man, is Jarrett Allen in the Eastern Conference. Like a really good center, was on the Nets. The Nets really actually could have used him after the Harden trade because he provides really good interior defense, which they are lacking.
Horribly.
And so that's my all-stars.
Liking it. That was a good list. The East was hard, man. Like
East was hard, yeah.
There's so many all-stars in the West that like whenever you're looking at the rosters, you're like, oh hey, yeah, I can go through this no problem. Then you get to the East and you're like, oh, I gotta actually do some research.
Yeah,
here.
I had about like 8 guys in the West that I was gonna put on, and then I had about 3, and so I had to stretch on a couple.
Oh yeah, Dustin. All right. So, what was your non-all-star all-stars?
All right, so I messed up. Didn't realize this was only current players. So I was like looking at everybody.
That's not. Do your take. Hey. Let's hear it.
I ended up with 5 guys from the 2000s.
I actually really like this. Okay.
And Brooks kind of grew up watching.
Okay.
So I ended up going that route. And these guys like kind of surprised me that most of them hadn't made it. First one was Lamar Odom.
Yep.
I'm
on that boat.
On championship teams was the second and third guy on some of those. Really good Laker teams, like really good career. He never got a bid. We had a couple guys in y'all's list that kind of are similar to this guy, Marcus Camby, Denver Nuggets, big man who was like their number 2 during the Melo days.
Mm-hmm.
Really good center, one of the best defensive players for a long time. You could see like Jared Allen, Serge Ibaka, those guys kind of that route.
I'd say Jared Allen. Yeah, Jared Allen. That's a really good comp, actually.
Yeah,
for him.
Richard Jefferson. Nets never made one, but he was always like the fringe 2 or 3 guy. The Nets were really good when he was like first and second year, and then kind of good after that. But yeah, he never made it, even though he was a pretty good scorer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good one actually, because people forget I think his Cav years with LeBron kind of diminished what he was when he was young. Because when he was young, he was really good.
Yeah, he was really good.
I didn't know he did. I honestly didn't know he didn't make an all-star team. I thought he did. That's
the last 2 are my 2 favorite ones. Jason Terry, the Jet.
Yeah, as a Mavs fan, obviously.
But I mean, he had a lot of good years with the Hawks.
Did he never make an all-star team?
No, he was always that second or third guy on the team.
I'm surprised, but he was like,
well, that Mavs championship team, didn't y'all have like 3 of the top 3-point shooters ever? Like Kidd, him, Tasia,
Jason Terry. Yeah,
he was he was always. I'm surprised.
I could see
by that,
CJ
considering
McCollum being the Jason Terry of like that list.
I think CJ's a little bit. I mean, that's a good comp. That's a good comp
though.
Yeah.
Like Jason Terry, he had some times where he would go off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's disgusting.
It was so hot.
It was a great player in the 2000s.
And the last one I was really most surprised about was Mike Bibby.
Ibs.
Okay. He was legit. He was
those Kings teams were like some of my favorite teams ever.
So I went a little different route.
No, that was good. I enjoyed that though.
It was a nice little curveball on that. I'm actually like really glad that you did that because I threw a little curveball on it.
Well, I mean, we kind of all took our own little take on it. Mine was just like whoever, and then like my top of the not top, and then Brooks actually went with positions, and then Dustin went with all time non all stars. I liked it. It though. It was a good take.
Good. I love reminiscing on like 90s and early 2000s basketball.
Yeah. Like whenever we grew up watching it, actually. All right. So
I think that Kings team, I credit with like my love for basketball because I loved that team.
It was so fun.
I still get heartbroken when I think of them losing to the Lakers. I'm just like, oh man.
Yeah, there were a lot of good ones around then, but yeah, those really stood out. It's cool.
I liked it. I like that list, though. That actually that played out well.
We're
gonna jump to the next segment, and that is
take that for data.
Dustin's stat of the week. What do you got for this week, man?
Oh well, we got some Luka Doncic.
I'm about it. I love Luka. What you got?
So, into last weekend, Luka turned 22 years old.
Jesus.
He's he's only 22. One of two players in NBA history to have 4,000 points and 1,000 assists before he turned 22. The other one's on
good?
Brooks' shirt, and it's not the animal.
No.
LeBron James. Luka and
He's also
LeBron,
behind me.
4,000 points, 1,000 assists before the age of 22.
That's insane.
Pretty incredible.
How many years has Luka been in the league?
This is his third year.
Third year. So LeBron did it in 4, and Luka did it in 3.
Yeah, because LeBron got it. No, I mean
LeBron came
got
in
it
at 18. Yeah.
Maybe I'd have to look more into it.
I'm a little curious on that one because if I'm curious about the pacing. Like if Luka's on a faster pacing than LeBron, that's extremely impressive.
I got another possible Luka stat for you.
Ooh, let's hear it.
Oh man, Brooks stat of the week.
So since Luka Doncic has been drafted and was traded to the Mavericks, the Kings GM who took
Okay.
Marvin Bagley at number 2 has been fired.
He also had said
The
he had
Phoenix
to get rid of
Suns GM who took Ayton has been
Ayton.
fired.
Fired. Nice.
The Atlanta Hawks who took
Trae Young.
Trae Young over
Trae
Luka.
Young. They just fired their coach, and guess who's up next? The GM. So every coach who didn't take Luka Doncic could be, or every GM who didn't take Luka could possibly be fired since his draft, which goes to yeah. I mean, how do you miss
But you
out on
have
this guy?
you have to be mad for missing on Luka. You have.
You
to.
have to.
There's nobody that's been like, yeah, we did our best. We just didn't see it. That like, dude.
But
you
no,
have to
that's
be
been the
pissed.
Hawks. That's been the Hawks. They're like, hey, we
Yeah.
got Trae Young and we
Yeah,
got Cam
no.
Reddish.
No. Trae
No.
Young is a
Dub the
joke.
heels in on there. We got Trae Young in that.
Just-
Trae Young is a joke.
I think of that.
compared to
I think of
Luka.
that like meme of like the Grim Reaper, and he's going from door to door. And that
It's
I view
with
this,
that
which is it's the Suns, it's the Kings, and then it's the Hawks next. Like that'd be funny because if the Hawks don't end up having a good season this year, their GM's gone, and that'll be 3 for 3. So,
oh man! All right,
interesting.
good stat, good backup stat. Love it, guys. So next thing we're gonna be talking about is our second shot bet for the week, which is the All-Star game itself. Team LeBron versus Team Durant. Gotta love it. It's kind of funny that like they swap conferences and we still get this game. I don't know.
And well, we don't know the rosters yet, so
Awesome.
this is
Can't wait.
so this is what makes it interesting. I think is we're just having to pick on what you think each person's going to draft. Now, if this was Giannis again, it would be
I would
easy.
take
But Durant brings a kink to this, so.
I don't know. I don't know who's gonna win this one. It's also a question of like what we're gonna get or who we're
what's
gonna
his
get.
history when drafting these, and what's his record?
2 and yeah, he's won both years
Oh,
over Giannis.
But KD, man,
KD brings a kink because Giannis, we're always like, "Yo, what are you doing?"
he picked the
Josh?
dumbest teams.
And then Kevin's not even playing, so
Right, that kind of sucks.
I don't know. But it's also a question of who's gonna actually play.
nobody's come out, so I think we're actually going to get a full team here, unless like COVID prevents something. So,
So I'll go ahead and jump first on this one. You got to go with the record. I'm going to go with LeBron on this one, and the West. I think the West are just way too heavy.
it's not
Doing
West
it.
or East.
Oh, is it literally just any team? I thought it was just.
You pick the teams.
Oh shit.
So literally, the
Fine,
only
this is
guys
literally
we know
fine.
on a team right now is we know
Oh,
LeBron is on
man.
one team, and we know nobody's on the other.
Just oh man. I'm still gonna
That's why
take.
I thought this
I'm still
would be
taking.
fun, is
I'm still
because
taking the
we have
LeBron
no
team.
idea.
I'm still
It
taking the
wasn't
LeBron
last
team.
Friday.
That's gonna be my pick. Is the
They-
LeBron team.
They pick tomorrow night. They picked
Can we
tomorrow
come
night.
back and pick after they draft?
Yeah, I was gonna say, did we suggest that?
Can
Do we like?
let's do that. I feel better with that because
come
then
back.
we can post the
All right,
rosters.
all right.
We can post
Yeah.
pictures of the actual rosters that people are going to be placing bets on. It's not going to be like unfair guessing or anything. Like you can like look at the players and be like, okay, well I think that they're gonna.
I thought it'd be fun to do it without the knowing and
but-
being like who you're gonna put your vote on picking the best team.
Yeah, no, I like throwing down money and throwing darts blindfolded just for bets. So let's no. Well, I think we wait. I think we wait until they get the selection done. We'll post the rosters. We'll put that out for everybody. who's
Everybody,
listening.
once the roster gets hit, we'll all do like our little personal video of what we're picking. So everybody
Yeah.
like do like a little Instagram video or something of what team you're picking, and or video it and send it to me, and I'll create like a little video to put out there.
I'm down. I like the idea. All right. So that is going to wrap up the bulk of the show for us this week, guys. We have our final shots that are going to be going out now. Dustin, final shot for the week. Any tip of the hat? Any honorable mention? What do you got?
Not a lot popped up for me this week, but there was another NBA stat that came up I thought Brooks might be interested in. Buddy
Is that
Hield
right?
became the fastest player in NBA history to hit 1,000 3-pointers.
I saw that the other day.
350 games. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Who? How? What? 1,000 threes in 350 games. Fastest player.
But yeah.
No. Just says
Dude,
it.
that just shows the sign of the times in the NBA right there.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't even know how to describe
Mind
it.
blowing. And dumbfounded. I'm with you.
All
man.
right.
Anyways.
Buddy.
All right.
That
Brooks.
was a good one. Shit.
Yeah.
Brooks, final shot for the week. What do you got, man?
Yeah, so we actually had a friend of mine and Dustin's guy who we sit with at Tech basketball games, Bryn, kind of asked about this NBA Top Shot. Harley, have you heard of NBA Top Shot?
No, I haven't.
Oh boy.
Dustin has, because I texted him. NBA Top Shot is like a place to trade virtual trading cards. It's a what they call non-fungible token. It is basically a highlight that you can get, and you can either keep it, collect it, or sell it online for a fee.
It's like a gift.
Anyway, yeah, it's like a GIF. It's a highlight that goes like 4 different views of the play, and then it's like a trading card, but if you could put an actual highlight on it, right? And you could sell it online. So anyway, NBA Top Shot has now existed, and I heard about it a couple weeks ago, but I was kind of skeptical. But then I kept hearing podcasts talk about it, so I was like, bleep it. I'm going to go and try this shit out. So
Did you buy one?
I got on NBA Top Shot, and I got into a pack. They give out limited packs, so it's not like everybody can get in it, right?
Right,
They
open
give
up
out
Pokemon.
10,000 packs, and in line there's like 300,000 people. I got in a premium pack. I got a couple cards, and I ended up turning $99 into like $2,000 in a day.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a virtual moment that people will pay a shit ton of money for, and it's like a weird thing that like I never thought would be an option, because I don't care about owning, like saying that I own that highlight that I can go find on Twitter or YouTube. But if somebody wants to pay me for it, I will.
Yeah.
I will go for it.
Harley,
So
like your
it's-
face. I don't completely understand it either, because it's basically
I
like
don't either.
Brooks owns a GIF of this Luka Doncic sick ass pass, and now somebody else owns it. Like what? I don't get it.
Yeah, I sold a Luca pass for
Who cares?
$500. I sold a Carl Anthony Towns 3 for $1,750.
Nice.
I made $22,000 or $2,200 last week on this.
I don't get it either, but that's awesome.
I don't understand it because I don't want to buy these moments, but if somebody wants to pay me for them, I'll fucking get in on it. But it's like the new upcoming trading card, right? Like your baseball, basketball cards that you used to own, they are going for top dollar right now. For some reason, the card business has like boomed since COVID started.
Yeah.
And NBA Top Shot has taken note of it, and they're making these moments, and it's kind of cool in a way. Like I bought a Jarrett Culver moment for fun because I'm like, hey, that guy went to Tech. I love Jarrett Culver. He has a lot of the greatest moments at Tech. So I bought one of his moments for like $20. And it's like, cool, I own a Jarrett Culver dunk. But
do you?
I mean, no, like a lot of other people own that same moment.
It's weird. I mean,
it's weird.
You made a 2,000% profit on this thing.
I made a lot of money on it real quick, like in a day. I like put it on there because I was super skeptical. I was like, who the fuck would want to buy this from me for $1,750? I posted it on there. I'm FaceTiming our Tailgate Crasher winner of the week, Jeanette. I'm like, hey, aren't you excited about maybe having the opportunity to get a Tailgate Talks t-shirt? And she's like, yes, I am. And then I'm like, she's like, what? And I was like, I just sold a card for $1,750.
I don't get it. I mean, okay. So during to kind of expand on this a little bit, during COVID, cards and card sales and fan card sales and it's skyrocketed.
Rocketed.
Like as in the like, there's complete channels and Twitches, and stuff like that.
The Ringer started a podcast talking about cards, like
Pokemon cards. So if you can buy old school Pokemon cards and you can pull a holographic Charizard, I think it's worth like $5 to $10,000 a pop. And I've seen people pull these out of 4 or 5 decks in a row. And each of them $5 to $10,000 a piece. Like, I
probably sold my Karl Anthony Towns 3 for a little bit less, but I was like so on the mindset. I was like, who the fuck would want to spend that money on that? That I was just like, I'm gonna put it out there for this, and then like in 2 weeks when it hasn't been bought, maybe I'll lower it. And then like an hour later, it was like your card was sold, and I was like, wait, what? And then I look at my balance, and I had $1,700 more than I had before. And so it's like this new freaking thing, and it's taking off. It's in every sports podcast I listen to is talking about it. Every NBA player is talking about it. There's NFL players getting into this now. It's like, and it's only moments of the season. Like there's not past moments that you can buy yet. This is a beta version. So like, I somehow got in. Like
premium packs are sold out apparently.
Yeah, that's the one I got in on.
They're sold out like their fake currency. They don't have any more of their fake videos that they can post up anymore. They're out.
So how it is? They tell you like, hey, we're doing a moment. We're dropping a pack at 11 a.m. and you got to get in. And then it tells you what place you are in line. They were giving out 10,000 packs, and so I'm just like, I'm going to try this. And it said it was going to be $99. And I was like, I'm going to try this. And, I'm probably not going to get in. So I'm going to save $99. It shows me my spot in line, and I'm like 800th in line. I'm like, oh, fuck, there's only 10,000 packs. I'm going to get a pack. So I'm like, do I spend $99 to get this? So I bought it for $99. And I'm thinking I'm a dumbass that just bought random moments for $99. I'm looking at my cards. I got like a Jonas Valanciunas dunk, a Dylan Brooks layup, a LaMarcus Aldridge 3, some other guy with a block. And then I have a Luka Doncic assist, and then I have a Karl Anthony Towns gold metallic card. And I go and I'm like, man, I just wasted $99. I look at the Luka Doncic card, and it's like the least this has sold for is $400. I'm like, oh, cool. And then I go look at the Karl Anthony Towns card, and it's like the least this is sold for is $1,400. I'm like, oh, so Yeah, I mean, I might have sold them for
I can't
less
believe that.
than I was, but yeah, I made.
Can you like clip a screenshot of your bank account where it deposited 1,500?
Well,
From this website?
here's the downside of it, right? Is so it's such a new thing that but I will appreciate it. They are super authentic. I had to send them a photocopy of my driver's license and a facial screenshot. They're having to go through like a process of verifying that you are who you say you are. And I've heard through the grapevine that you can only withdraw 1,000 every 30 days. So I have $2,000 that I can't access yet, but I mean, it's so nice to know that I have $2,000 out there.
Can you pull out 1,000 now? I just want to see it hit the bank account. I just want to be like, oh shit,
I mean,
that
I
actually
can
happened.
post a screenshot of my account balance right now. It's at like 2,234.
No, I just want to see not the whole thing. We didn't all need to like. I didn't want you to put that out for everybody. I just wanted to see the deposit saying Top Shot deposited $1,000 into your checking account.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. Like
that's insane.
It's really wild. It was a fun day for me Friday to just like get in on this and then have that happen. I was just like mind blown. I texted Dustin immediately. I texted I texted Dustin, Mark. I called another friend of mine. I was on FaceTime with my girlfriend when it happened, and I was like, holy shit! It's a crazy thing, and like I'll never be able to understand the purchasing that, but no. It's if someone wants to buy
it's a fad, and I'm pretty sure people just kind of hopped on the train there and it was like, oh dude, I need to get this thing now.
Well, somebody thinks that card's going to be worth way more later on, but absolutely. I don't care about waiting fucking 10 years for that. No. Like, give me it now and I'll get on with my life.
Yeah. So
sorry that took a little longer than
no,
but
no, it's okay.
It's an interesting thing that's happening. Like, I think it needs to be taken note of because like we were talking about it. I
mean, dude,
me and a couple of friends, like, what if the NFL gets into this? Can you imagine how much like a Patrick Mahomes pass would go for? Like, one of his incomplete passes in the Super Bowl could go for like fucking hundreds of pounds of dollars. Like,
good God. All right. So Bitcoin version of trading cards, guys.
Non-fungible tokens. That's what they're called. Non-fungible tokens.
Insanity to me. Well, mine was a bittersweet moment. I watched this game earlier. It was the Rockets versus the Nets. James Harden came back to Houston. All right. So, oh no, they destroyed us. The Rockets are a shadow of themselves. They played this on the big screen.
What James Harden do?
They tried to do like this honorary thing.
The NBA Most Valuable Player goes to James Harden.
I want to see him cry.
I wanted to see you cry when you left. You didn't cry.
I'm mad about it. Anyways, so the thing goes on for a little bit. And watch, hold on, wait until he walks onto the court. Are they gonna show that part? So here's the funny part. Whenever he walks on the court, it's kind of halfway silent. Like there's 4,000 fans in the stand, and they're like, "Oh, yay!" That's literally all the enthusiasm he got for it. Let's see. Hold on. I want to see if they show that part, and then we'll be done with the show for today. Can you see it?
Getting off of the Facebook feed.
Oh, okay. Just playing this last part of it.
Might edit some of this out of the.
I'm probably gonna cut the actual audio of this. There it is. Hold on. Hear it. There it is. All right, y'all listen to this part.
Oh, he's doing the exact same.
It's like this little faint thing where it's just like you can barely hear it. It's like, yeah.
Yay. But he put up a triple-double tonight.
He's still James Harden, dude. I'm not, whatever. John Wall put up 36. John Wall's actually been playing pretty well. I mean, it didn't help us win, but he played well. All right, so that was my final shot. James Harden comes back to Houston, and Houston ends up tanking this one. Unfortunately, we give him a little nod for the 8 straight years going into the playoffs and whatever. I guess
Retired his number. What a joke!
I just think I'm still annoyed that he left how he did, but. Again, we can go back to the contract discussion another night. So, shot bets for the week. I think. Wait, did y'all pick teams? No, we're gonna be picking teams later. So first one is the Texas Tech versus Baylor game, and all three of us picked Texas Tech. Nobody wants the Trash Bears to actually win that game. So hopefully all bets come true for us as they did this week for Texas Tech basketball. As far as the second game, we will be posting that to social media, so be sure to pay attention or be on the lookout for that. As soon as the rosters actually get selected, I believe in the next day or two.
They get picked tomorrow night, so after they get picked, I'll message you guys. If y'all can do a little video of what your pick is, send it to me. I'll create a video for social media to post out there. But
done deal.
Yeah. We'll know the rosters tomorrow night.
So be on the lookout for that. We'll post the rosters to social medias, and then that way you can get your vote in, and you can kind of make an educated decision on who you want to place your shot bet on. And again, guys, if you're not already, make sure you're following us on Twitter at tailgate_talks. Also on Instagram and Facebook. As far as our personal accounts, make sure you follow Dustin at DustinWimmer22, Brooks at Calvin B. Barrett, and me at Blanca, where the L is a 1. Make sure you hit up all the socials, but also subscribe, rate, and review on the podcast, guys. We really need to kind of push that forward, push that message a little bit more. We need the rate, the review, the 5 stars, and even if you're just on Spotify, just the subscription helps us out a ton.
If you listen on Spotify, but you also have an iPhone, just get on Apple real quick and leave us a rate and review, please. Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. We're not begging, but come on, it's easy thing to do. Leave us something that you want us to talk about, mention something from the show. Pretty fun, easy.
We want this podcast to grow. We enjoy putting it on for everybody, and we want to entertain and obviously have more fun with everybody out there. And obviously the last part for this week that we're going to be taking a look at is the t-shirt giveaway for this week, which is quite literally, I think, one of the easiest ones we've done yet, which all you have to do is share, retweet, repost, and tag us in the comment on it. And we'll enter you for the shirt. We'll send you one. Unless you're Jillian, then you got to come get your own. But everybody else, we will send you a t-shirt. And will give you your access to the Tailgate Crashers. Guys, excellent episode. Had a ton of fun this week. Obviously, a great one, I hope, for all of our listeners as well. Any last inputs before we cut the show, guys?
Have a great week, everybody.
All right.
Weekend.
Well, keep a lookout on the socials, guys, and love you all.